Browsing with a keyboard. Navigating a web page or web application with a keyboard is very different from navigating with a mouse. When you use a mouse, you choose where to point it, follow the visible mouse cursor until you get where you want, then interact with the content. When you use a keyboard, your actions are constrained by the order in which content is coded, rather than its visual presentation and layout. Unlike with a mouse, you're more limited in how you can move your focus. Keyboard focus moves sequentially through focusable elements, such as links, buttons, controls, and form inputs. By default, the Tab key is used to navigate to the next focusable element, and Shift-Tab is used to move to the previous focusable element. In contrast with other operating systems, note that by default, on macOS, Tab only moves between text input fields and a limited set of controls. Generally, people that rely on the keyboard to navigate will go to macOS's System Preferences, Keyboard Shortcuts, and enable the Use Keyboard Navigation to Move Focus Between Controls option. You can generally scroll through content using the cursor keys. You can also use space to scroll one screen at a time, and shift space to scroll backwards. The same can be achieved using the page up and page down keys. It's important to remember that these keys only bring more content into view. In order to interact with content, people using a keyboard rely instead on moving the specific keyboard focus. Once focus is on a control, there are different keys that can be used to interact with a focused element. Enter is used to activate links. Checkboxes and switches are toggled using space. Select drop-downs are opened using Enter or Alt and down arrow. The selected option can then be chosen using the arrow keys. Tab, Enter, or Escape close the drop-down again. In some situations, complex or compound controls only present the user with a single tab stop. Once they have focus, the arrow keys are used to move between the different controls. As an example, here is a group of radio buttons. Only the currently checked control receives focus. Once it has focus, arrow keys are used to change the currently selected radio button. Buttons can be activated using space or Enter. These are some of the high-level details about keyboard navigation and common strategies that people browsing with a keyboard use. To find out more about accessibility, visit tetralogical.com.